best friends decide to do an album review podcast, and they'll call it Pajamas for Llamas too. So welcome to Pajamas for Llamas. PFL.
Ugh. Awesome, man. How's everybody doing? How you doing, my friend?
How you doing? Welcome, welcome, Don. Welcome, everyone, to the second episode of Pajamas for Llamas, our album review podcast.
I still can't get over that. Pajamas for Llamas. Awesomeness.
Pajamas for Llamas. We've got some interesting stuff to talk about today. We'll do the newer album later, of course.
If at all.
we will talk about it.
Yes,
I must own up for my sins of nominating it.
How dare you?
Oh
we'll get to that, but first, Kreator Renewal, the awesomeness which is Kreator Renewal.
From 1992, you chose this as the older album for us to listen to last time.
Yes, sir. You can't go wrong with this album. This is my favorite by them. This is my go-to album. If I listen to Kreator, it's most likely going to be this one. The second one I would listen to would be Coma of Souls, but we'll get to that one later. This...
Hello? Hello? Don? Oh my God. I think I've lost Don. Oy. Just as we're starting. Send him another invite. But I'll just pick up from what he was saying. Hello?
You have a little technical difficulties here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was just gonna pick up from what you were saying that this album was huge for us in high school. Hello? Yo. You might be accidentally mute. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I think I think you're accidentally muting yourself or something. Don't worry about that.
I'm having technical difficulties, and I don't know what's going on with my phone right now.
It doesn't want you to release the fury of markouts for Renewal.
Yes, awesome album, 6th studio album, their first experimental album, and this is also my favorite lineup of Kreator. And this is one of the 3 albums that Frank Blackfire played on. Probably my favorite out of the guitars for Kreator. And the last album that Rob Floretti played on for bass.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for the original bassist. So, yes, awesome lineup. All right, song 1, let's get started.
Winter Mortarium.
Yes, that opener. I can tell you how many times I just probably listen to this song more than any of them on the album. Yeah. I love how that song kicks off.
You know, there is a theory out there in terms of human history. You're like, what? But there's a theory out there in terms of human history that the first musical instrument besides, say, someone's voice is the drums.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, I always think about this when it comes to opening albums, or sometimes I always feel it's appropriate for things to start with some percussive element because it's like the first, thing.
Yeah, no, I hear exactly what you're saying here. I agree with that, and it's the way that it just cuts in like that. It's kind of setting, the pace for the album and saying, pretty much we're going to kick your ass. This album's just going to kick your ass. Let's start it off the best way possible. I love that riff. I love that opener. I love how the drums kick in and then it kicks into the song.
Well, it
Uh,
starts off with drums, doesn't it?
yes, it does. It starts off with that boom, 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 boom.
Which, see, now you did a good job. Well, because you used to play drums, so of course you would. You did a great job of mimicking the drums, and also that reminds me, it sounds very mechanical. I'm not saying
Yes,
like it intentionally sounds machine like because it's a theme of the whole album musically is
I was
this
gonna say that's a little like a little
percussive
prelude of
thing.
yeah, a little prelude of what they're gonna do on this album, which they haven't done before.
If you look at an album as like a thesis or an essay, they're kind of like introducing, like from the very start with the drums, they're introducing their, the idea or something that they're going to expand on the rest of the essay slash album.
Yes, yes, I agree completely. I mean, the song has many transitions in it. The vocals are my favorite. They're so raw. It just had this more angry element to it than usual, in my opinion.
Yes.
Um,
His vocals are kind of rougher, rawer on this album than a lot of the other ones.
yes, like it's not filtered. It's like they didn't filter his vocals at all on this album.
I mean, his vocals have effects on it at times, but
Yes, effects, but it's not
yeah,
filtered. I don't
yeah,
think. Usually like they filter his voice, where it's a little more clear, it's a little more raspy, it's a little more like he's just
yeah,
belting it out live. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I love about this album. I mean, killer song from beginning to end. I love the drums on this song. Um, it's basically stripped down simple, but at the same time, that cymbal work he does,
yeah.
a lot of hi hat, but the way he does it, oh man, I love it.
Uh, you know, this I can't listen to this song any longer without thinking about that TV
Yes, the German
performance
TV.
where they just have the track playing and they're just like mimicking their playing and they're like goofing off and doing all that stuff. I cannot listen
I,
to this song. I'll think
yeah, ever
about
since I saw that, that's all I think of. In fact, since I started this thing about this song, this is all that's been in the back of my head. It's like they said, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and you have to perform this song, and we're going to lip sync to this song. Okay,
yeah.
you have to do that. And they're like, you're not going to let us play the song. They're like, no, you got to lip sync it. And they're like, all right, well, screw you. The guy's Frank's playing his guitar backwards. I mean, he's not even playing on the strings.
They
The
start
bass is
changing instruments later. Yeah.
and the bass strings are so loose you can see them hanging off the bass. I mean, you got the what's his name? Millie's guitar. It only has two strings on it. It's so awfully bad, but so awesome at the same time.
We
I
did
mean,
not know it in 1992, but he was prophesying that one band who did that song "Lump" and "Peaches."
oh God,
The presidents
what
of
was
the
it?
U.S.
Presidents of the United States. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Their whole setup was they just had a few strings on their guitars.
I mean, I remember those songs, but I don't know too much about that band. I didn't really wasn't one of my favorites back in the day.
Right.
You know, but I mean, from beginning to end, I mean, it's like I said, this song is probably my favorite song of theirs. Um, Probably the one I've listened to mostly, and I can listen to the song and I never get tired of it from beginning to end, over and over and over again. It's just, and it's really kind of cool because how this album, it's kind of timeless.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still relevant today as it was back in '92.
Yeah. I mean, I don't always agree with some of the lyrical content
Mm-hmm.
that Kreator puts out there
Yeah.
because he's very secularist
Yes.
and whatever, and that's fine and all, but it's not necessarily my cup of tea. But it's interesting some of the lyrics. Like I was thinking about this later in the album. Some of the lyrics are very much like things people are just, espousing like today, like all over the place on social media. And this is 1992. Uh,
Yes, that's true. This album had a little more of a whole industry, not just the industrial sound, but like dealing with industry and just like serious things going on at the time. But I mean, like I said, it like you said, it holds up today. I mean, there's still stuff going on today about it.
one thing I wanted to say was because this is in my notes.
Go for it.
This album like really speaks to me in terms of specific time in our life.
Yes.
Because I remember going to Hastings and just being surprised, like finding this tape there and being surprised. Like I had no idea they had a new album coming out.
Hmm.
And I like bought it and was playing it, was freaking out that they had a new thing, and then I was listening to it and like, oh my god. And I remember that like on Headbangers Ball, I feel like the Coma of Souls album was our gateway to Kreator.
It was. It was the first album I heard of Kreator.
And then this
Coma
album was
Souls.
then this album was the one that kind of like made me personally like really fall in love with the band.
Yeah, that always been one of your favorite bands. And they may not be my favorite band, but this album is definitely my top 10 as favorite of all time favorite albums.
Yeah, and like you said, great opening track, sets the tone. Is that thrash meets industrial sound. This opening track lays that sort of thesis out there. Like this is what we're going to explore. And
yeah, amen to that. I mean, and then you got the next one. It's just as badass, Renewal, the title track.
You mean?
I mean,
always like that opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's that I love the title track.
Yeah, I mean, when you get into the song, I mean, you hear the first one, it's already grabbed your attention. I mean, it's got you by the balls. Next song hits, it's still got a really good grip on you. And one thing you start noticing, which you'll notice as you're going through the album, is they kind of took away the solos that they usually put in all their songs.
Right.
I mean, you have a couple little solos in this, but I mean, they're like really short.
Yeah, they're smaller solos. Yeah.
Yeah, just like little short solos that they're in, and kind of setting the pace, letting you know that this is just a stripped down album. And this is the song where I start to get that industrial feel a little more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I find this song catchier than Winter Mortarium. Like it's a little more traditionally catchy.
Yes.
Mill, the singer, he can't. His vocals are kind of what they are. He can't really.
Yeah.
He can't always, like he's not the best singer. Let's put it like that. Like
No.
what he does usually works for what they do, but he's not the best singer. But
No. I mean, if you didn't like metal and this was like the first band you're going to listen to,
yeah,
people would be like, "Oh my god, that dude sucks." No, but I like it. I like it. It works for what he does too. But yeah, I know what you mean.
What I was gonna say was sometimes or often he seems to explore like he has catchy hooks. Like he has ideas for catchy hooks. His vocals can't really, deliver them, I think, in the way they're sometimes meant to come off. But to me, of course, it always works for the music for what they do. But I feel this song is a good example of that. And also that opening E minor chord variation. I love this specific variation of the E minor chord because it harkens back to Black Sabbath's War Pigs, which is the first instance I can think of it.
Yeah.
Because they use it in there too. That it's not like your traditional E minor chord. It's on the 5/7 position, and it's I don't know why that sticks out to me.
No, I agree with you. I love that too. And then like I said, this album's just killing it. I mean, killing it so far. 2 songs in, already killing it. And then you get Reflection.
Yes.
Oh man, that's where that industrial. I mean, it's like, okay, there's that German industrial sound coming in on that one.
Yes.
Uh,
The reflection is where the experimentation really gets going.
exactly,
Just
exactly.
the verse setup. You have this like arpeggiated drone riff,
Hmm.
well, on one guitar, and then the other guitar is just not really playing a riff. It's just doing like burst of chords, and
Yeah,
the other one's like, all that stuff like, and the other one's like, and yeah, I this is one of my, hands down, one of my very favorite Kreator songs. Like, it always does a thing for me. This
hmm,
specific song.
yeah,
And what you're saying about the industrial thing, there's a bridge in this song.
hmm. That's what
Uh,
I call the big riff.
yeah, so when the bridge, there's a part where the bridge riff and the drums lock in, and like the guitar and the drums, the guitar becomes almost like the riff becomes
Hmm.
almost like a percussive element.
Yes,
And it's just very much like what you're saying, that industrial kind of thing, because it's like a machine.
that is the theme of the album. I mean, a machine, like just a well-oiled machine going into war or something. This album is killer on that. How about that when that 2 minute 40 second mark hits? That
Yeah,
second half of the song. Oh man, the drums on that are so killer.
a lot of tempo and dynamic changes in this song.
Yeah, and then around 3:35, 36 comes another transition. I mean, I love how they just keep changing it.
Yeah, I mean, think the chorus like is just like reflections of trying to do the vocal like yeah, you're right, and then yeah, it explodes like
It just explodes. I mean, song 3 in, no flaws so far
yeah.
at all. I mean, and then Brain Seed. Oh my gosh, that song kicks so much ass
Oh,
from
I love
beginning to end.
the opening, that metal
Yeah,
noise, that
yeah,
banging
those metal
metal,
pipes that
like
they
a
use.
yeah, bum, bum, bum.
It was really awesome because they did this song live when I saw them back in '92
Oh,
during this tour when they toured with Morbid Angel. They
yes,
did this song, and this song was so awesome live. The setup, they had these pipes just kind of to the side, these huge ass metal pipes. We're just banging those suckers. I mean, this song sounded so awesome live.
and it's another that thing that really came in the last song, Reflection. That thing we were talking about on the bridge, where the drums
Mm-hmm.
and the riff lock
Yeah.
into a machine sound.
Mm-hmm.
This is very much a thing in this song. Like, it's explored further in this song, I feel.
Yes. Yes. This song is just one of my favorites. It's probably my second favorite off the album.
Here's a, I don't know if this is a weird thought. I feel this song, and then later Europe After the Rain, like
Mm-hmm.
they're both heavy metal songs,
Mm-hmm.
but I do feel they're slightly punk feeling.
I I can see that. I can see that a little bit. Like just the rawness of it
Yeah,
and the way that the riff comes out on it. Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I feel like you could very easily translate them into a punk song.
Yeah, very easily. It would sound good either way. I agree with that. And then we got the next song, Karmic Wheel,
Oh,
which is very interesting. Got a little interesting history on this one.
oh,
I don't know. You know
educate.
that little audio part that you could barely hear that they play in the background where it kind of slows down.
Yeah,
I think it's around the 240 mark. Where they're playing, that's actually footage of a guy named Robert Bud Dyer, who was state treasurer, who killed himself at a press conference.
Oh,
It's
really?
footage from that. Yes, it's footage from that actual event because he had gotten in some trouble. He had took some bribery or something,
Yeah.
and they were going to convict him. And he knew he was going to get convicted.
And
And he decided to put a 357 in his mouth and shoot
on live TV, right?
on live TV. Yeah, during the press conference, he called the press conference and killed himself.
You know what? You know there's a song that was based on that, don't you?
By who?
Filter,
Oh, Filtered. Is that the same song?
the Hey Man, Nice Shot.
That's what it's about. I thought it was
Yeah.
about something else. I had no
No,
idea that.
that song was about that.
Oh, I thought it was about someone who killed themselves on a bus or something.
Oh no, my understanding at the time was it was about that. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, wow. Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was about. But I'd like to actually hear it. I tried to like put earphones on, but I can't actually make out anything that they're saying.
That's crazy. I did not know that like I could hear people talking and stuff. You
Yeah, and
know.
if you notice towards the end, they start kind of screaming a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
did.
can hear. Yeah, yeah. That was interesting when I found that out. And I'm like, now I'm gonna have to actually watch the original thing and see. I mean, but he's got some strong words in here. It's in the actual song. I mean, um, the karmic wheel is turning faster than before till the end of time, till the end of life. The wheel is turning as we die. I mean,
yes.
it's strong song, and I mean, I guess this whole theme of what this guy's done, he's done something bad. He knew he was going to get in trouble for it. He kills himself. Karma.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a way to push it right in your face. But yeah, it's another awesome song. Um, I I can't find anything wrong with this album so far at all.
Yeah.
I'm loving every little bit of this. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of fanboy, gushing out of me on this one.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, yeah. That whole thing, the lines, the lyrics, the
The,
delivery.
the chorus is really great in that song.
Yeah, the
Dun,
car
dun, 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 the comic wheel keeps turning.
running. Yeah,
Dun,
dun,
dun, dun,
dun, dun.
for till the end of time. Yeah, it's just
Exactly, exactly. I was gonna let you handle the vocals on that, bro. I was singing in my head though, singing in my head. Yeah, it's a great song. I mean, song 5. It's very rare when you can get a metal album without any filler in it. I
right.
mean, it's very rare. I mean, you get albums that are very close to it, but it's very rare when I actually get a whole album that there's no filler. I mean, maybe on the next one it has that little, it's like a
Mm.
little industrial noises. I can't even pronounce the word. I'm not
It's,
even going to try.
yeah,
I can't English right. It's in German, so.
yeah. Neither of us are going to try to pronounce this song title, but yeah, track 6. The I can't. I'm not going to say it's filler. It's not really a song, right? It's
No,
more of
it's
a.
not. It's
It's a
more of a
segue.
noise.
It's a
I think
segue.
exactly. It's kind of giving you the idea of what's coming. I
It's a
mean, it's
segue. It's the it sort of takes you ambient noise wise out of karmic will and into 0 to none.
we'll
And
say it's the actual karmic wheel moving.
yeah,
There
and
you go. I mean, that could be a good example of kind of like the way to end it and to kind of come into to 0 to none.
and in some ways, it's the most pure industrial moment of the album. Is this track 6? Because it's just bursts of noise, percussion, and like distorted screaming and ambient noises. I mean, there's
Yes.
no riff or anything really happening. It's
No,
you
no.
know
I mean, this would have been a way to open an album or to end an album. But the
yeah,
fact that they kind of throw that in there is kind of like they're trying to tell you a story. I'm thinking
yeah,
that maybe even it is the karmic wheel. I mean, the
yeah,
karmic wheel is turning. I mean, it's kind of like at the end of the song and then that comes out. That's kind of what the feel I get. That's what I'm reading into it. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, if it suits, it fits. And then you get the killer song, which is 0 to none. I mean,
yes,
another favorite of mine. The vocal arrangement is so badass in this song. The guitar, the drums, I
the
mean, beginning to end.
the main riff just kicks you in the fucking face, like just to kick off
Exactly.
the song, just like
This is a song to me. This is the song to me that goes, all right, now we're doing an experimental album, you guys, but we're still Kreator.
yeah,
We're going to slap you in the face with some thrash, and that, you're just going to get that one way or another. I mean, we're not going to let you down on that. I mean, it's just the way it comes in, the way it just kills the whole time. I mean, from beginning to end. And it's really funny because the other day I was listening to this on YouTube, and I was going through the songs, and I saw it had 3 dislikes.
what?
And I swear to God, I was like, it got 3 dislikes. I'm gonna find out who these little bastards are. I'm gonna go fly over to their house and I'm gonna go kick their ass. Because who dislikes anything off this album? How dare they?
I can understand anyone disliking anything in existence because it's just, I mean, tastes are not for, things are not for everyone's.
No, it's not. But if you're gonna look up Kreator and you're gonna hear this song and you're gonna dislike it, then you're just gonna get kicked in the balls by me or something because that's bullshit.
It would be strange to like be like, I'm gonna check out this Kreator song and be like, I don't like this one. This does seem like a weird song to be like, I don't like this Kreator song because again that main riff is just so.
If you're gonna look up Kreator, you obviously like metal. How can anybody who listens to metal not like this song? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
It just surprised me. That's all.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. At least there was a low number of dislikes. Maybe someone accidentally wanted to go to something else and they took them to there. So they're like, dislike, maybe they were looking up something, about the creation of the world or something. Maybe they were, hardcore Christian and then all of a sudden they heard this and they thought the devil, so they disliked it. That's the only reason I can think of.
Oh my goodness.
I accidentally spelled Kreator with a K, not a C.
Oh.
And I mean, and then you get the next one, Europe After the Rain.
Yes.
The first line I have in my notes on this song, straight up badassery. That's right, badassery.
The first line in my notes is in all caps. It says, "I also freaking love this song." And
yes, this is another one of my favorites.
Yeah, this song and Reflection are like my 2 personal favorite songs off the album. Even though I love everything off the album.
You know what? You know what else I love about this song though, is
What?
it has a killer solo in it.
Yes.
I mean, it's a little short, but they brought it back a little bit to let you know that they're still,
It's got 2 solos, but the second one is the better one in my opinion, even though it's shorter.
No, I agree. I agree with you on that. I also put not just 1 solo, but 2 short solos. And that song I listened to on YouTube as well had 11 dislikes.
What?
And I couldn't even believe that. I was like, who the hell unlikes anything off of this album? I mean, I got that in big caps with exclamation marks.
I like the bridge.
I love the bridge. It's awesome.
You have the there's sort of the little quiet moments with the clean chords with the talking, and then the riff, and then like tomorrow I'll be gone.
Yeah. This song screams Kreator to me. I mean, this album is a little different, on how they write it and how it turns out and how they play. But this song, Europe After the Rain, screams Kreator. I mean, it's like their given sound that they do. Their classic German thrash sound that they have is on this song. And it's, like you said, it's one of my favorite too.
Yeah.
I love this song. And then you got Depression Unrest, which to me, it's like they're saying, all right, my German brothers Nitzareb, we're going to make you proud on this one. That opening, right before that industrial onslaught, it sounds so mechanical. And then, then that sound comes in like some kind of press going. I don't even know what they use to make that sound. It's so awesome.
To me, this song is like going back to my essay idea.
Yeah,
this is the final paragraph to summarize everything, because this track almost marries every element on the rest of the album in this one track.
Yes. It's like they tie in and they're saying this is what this album's about. This is, we're finishing on this note. And it's probably the most industrial sound song to me. I mean, with that mechanical, like I said, I don't even know how they make that sound.
Right.
It's awesome what they do. I'd like to hear that live.
And another great
have they ever
chorus.
done? Yeah, have they ever done that song live?
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen them live, so I don't know.
No, but I mean, like any live albums, or I mean,
I don't know. I will look it up while we.
I mean, it's something I don't listen to too many live albums. I mean, I do have some live albums that I like. Live Creation, with that 2 disc. Live
Right.
Creation's pretty awesome. I've seen them live. They didn't do it live when I saw them, but I only saw them back in '92. I mean, this is a song that I wouldn't think that they would do live. That's something I'm gonna have to look up too. But in closing, this is my favorite album. I have no dislikes at all of any of it. All the arrangements are badass. I love it.
Interesting. Well, okay, I think they're the live versions I'm finding are like from this tour. So
for the Renewal tour,
yeah,
I don't think they played it at the one I was at. I don't remember hearing that one.
yeah. It might have been like on the European leg. But.
Yeah, that's probably where they played all the good stuff, man. No, they played some killer songs. I mean, I remember it's probably still one of my favorite shows. I actually got Jurgen's drumstick off of this. Ventur's drumstick off of this show. I still have it today.
He's awesome. I like when he does vocals because he's kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch him, man. Get up and play guitar live too and stuff. You gotta watch him, like on the show, kicking out those killer solos. But what would be your ranking? What would you rank this album?
I mean, it would be really, really high. What's your ranking?
You want to see what I did, huh?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I started out, I was like 9 initially, and then I thought about it, and I was like, no, it's still a 10 to me. And maybe it's not like has all these different aspects, what makes a great album, and it's got this and transition. I mean, but to me, this album's a 10.
No, I mean, I think it does have the aspects. Like if you think of an album as a cohesive piece of work, like the whole thing as a work. I mean, it is like there's a theme, a musical theme and a lyrical theme, and it is all marries and goes throughout the whole thing. So, I mean, it is pretty effective as, an album.
Well, yeah, I would think the same way. But I would think like other people would think about this album being that it's kind of stripped down. And I could see like a lot of people, I don't know how other people feel about this album. You listen to like Coma of Souls and the technicality on song to song, it would, theoretically blow this album away.
Well, the guitar riffs are simpler for the most part on this album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of stripped down. The drums are killer, but at the same time, the drums are kind of stripped down to simplistic beats. But I love it. It works so well together. It's like the guitar and the drums just kind of meld together. I mean, it's like you said, it's just kind of an industrial percussion album, even with the guitars. Do you know what I mean? It works for me, and it is one of my favorite albums of all time. So I'm going to mark it with 10. I'm going 10. I'm going 10.
I'm going to go 9-10. And the only reason is because when I think about the albums I would rate as a pure 10, I'm like, am I saying this album is the same as like Disintegration, Purple Rain, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On? I'm like, I'm not sure if I can make give it the full 10, but but it's close. It would, if we had decimals, it would be like a 9.5, like a 9.5 or something like that. Or
A 9.5. I can see where you're coming from. That I mean, like I said, it's not a Marvin Gaye or Prince, what have you. But I mean, if you want to say as far as like metal albums are concerned,
yeah,
for me it rates as a 10.
yeah,
uh I'm not trying to like aspect this like 10 of like compared to other people, because it wouldn't be. I mean, honestly, I mean, there's different aspects of different things, but to me this album's a 10, so I'm
yeah,
gonna stick with that. I mean, if not, it was going to be 9.7, which would have
yeah,
rounded off to a 10
yeah,
anyway.
like 9.75 or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, it would have rounded off to a 10 anyway in my eyes. So that's good. Kreator, Gust, fanboy, love it.
Yes. I
Next.
well, as we to segue from that, I want to thank you for not choosing Creator as the older album, and I want to apologize for choosing this next album, which is our newer album, which is Quiet Signs by Jessica Pratt from this year, 2019.
Yes, no relation to Chris Pratt, the actor.
No,
Uh, okay, on this album, uh, here's the thing: I've never heard of her. This was
right.
completely new to me.
Same.
This. It's so in that aspect, you're not wrong in choosing the album. You shouldn't have to apologize. Uh, as far as the album goes, it's a short album. It's like 27 minutes.
Yes.
And when it opens up, it's got that opening night. The
Yes.
words. It's like open up the album, opening night. It's kind of an acoustic guitar with a piano, and it kind of it's only a minute 40, and in my opinion, it's about a minute 35 too long.
It's what I found interesting about the opening song, the piano riff made me think of Carole King's "I Feel the Earth Move." You know
Oh,
that? So
yeah, yeah.
okay, if you think of the piano in Carole King's "I Feel the Earth Move," but slowed it down like a
Hmm.
lot,
Yeah.
then you basically get that riff. But this is like it's. I put very simple instrumental intro for the next song to the point of almost nothing happening. So simple.
Yes, I agree with that, and it's actually the same exact song as the next song.
Yes, the
It,
piano
it's ex- it,
riff
so
appears on the guitar like
yeah, exactly. And here's my point: why open up with opening night with this simple little opening
riff.
piano thing, for a minute 40, when it just goes right into the next song, which I thought was way too long to begin with.
Just make it
Um,
all one song. Yeah.
when the first part cut in, I was like, okay, after a little while, it kind of reminded me of something Tom Waits would do, except he would talk over it.
Right.
He would do that with talent. Uh,
What?
but and then she opens her mouth. She opens her mouth. Now, here is the first thing that hit my mind when she opened her mouth: the Cranes.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
The Cranes from the 80s, early 90s.
That kind of little kid.
That little kid, Allison Shaw voice
Yeah.
that she does, except she mumbles.
Yeah. She does mumble. Yeah.
I could not understand a word she said. When I first started this album, I listened to it after you said this is the album we're going to do, the album you chose. I listened to the first three songs. I'm going to put the blame on you, bro. No, I'm kidding.
If
The
the blame
first
is on me. Yes.
the first three songs, I was actually literally nodding off.
Mm.
You can see in my notes where it just kind of like in half a word, it just starts to kind of line out, like like the heart reading, and you go dead, and it's just got flatline going on. So I had to stop and then start it up again later. I started up again the next day, and I mean, as the world turns, it was very boring to me. And it was hard to listen to because all I could think of was the cranes. Like I was expecting some kind of neat beat to go on, or at least when Allison opened her mouth and sang with that kid voice, the music was a lot more interesting and actually kind of upbeat, kind of kept you going into it.
Yeah.
This, I think she used the same two chords the whole time. I mean,
Yeah, I mean the idea. I think the idea of what she does is very simple. Like the music, everything is very simple.
I can dig simple. I can dig simple. I just change it a little bit. I mean, by the second song halfway through, man, I was just like, okay, I'm falling asleep here. Give me a chord change, a note change, change it a little bit. I didn't much like the second song,
Well,
in my opinion.
on As the World Turns, I will say I thought the piano riff translated fairly well to the guitar. Like,
This is going to be one of the themes that I will say to this album that I actually liked was the added instrumentation.
but I will say this song sounded like a traditional folk song, but it was not a traditional folk song.
No, no, it did not grab me. I could not keep my attention on this song. I just wanted to keep, hit skip and go
Oh,
to the next one. But for
and
that,
when you get to the next one, you get fare thee well.
yeah, fare thee well. Yes, it's. I have to. I liked it okay. I liked it a little better than As the World Turns.
I think
I thought you could understand her enunciation was a little better on this. I could actually understand what she was saying.
I initially responded a little bit better to this song because it had a little more rhythm, had a
It
little,
did, and it had a
and
flute in it.
the melody was a little more active than the previous song
It
as well.
was. It
But
was. It was
and
relaxing. I liked this one. I thought it, with the flute, it was a nice touch to the song.
there
I
just
could understand her a little better. So
there's not much happening overall in the song though.
no,
Uh,
no, this is kind of a premonition of what's to come.
What's to come is Hear My Love.
Yes, I like that one. Okay, too. She doesn't veer too far from her musical formula. I mean, there's no there's no transitions. Uh, the pace is very slow. I guess love songs. The added instrumentation was a nice touch, but I'm still getting nothing out of this album so far.
Here are my notes for this song. Uh, uh, these are my notes to Hear My Love. Very similar to the song before. I
Yes.
expect this to be a thing throughout. In that regards, it doesn't stand out much from the song before, but the sound of it is nice, which is a common problem with modern acts. They have a nice enough sound to what they do, but they don't have well built songs with hooks and catchy melodies. And
Yeah.
this will come up over and over again. Um,
And it's
it's a,
coming up on Polly Blue too.
I mean, I personally don't think she has a terrible sound,
No.
but the songs are very lacking. They're more like exercises in her sound than they
Hmm.
are really like developed songs.
Yeah. It's like she could have potential. Uh, I'm not saying she's without talent, but the problem is every time she opens her mouth, all I can think of is the Cranes, and then I start comparing her to the Cranes.
And the
And
Cranes have
there's
more going on dynamically in the music.
dynamically, I mean, there even
They're
Alison
just
Shaw's voice is better.
they just have
It's
more going on with the music than
exactly, and so I end up just comparing it to it, and then this is just losing like very badly. Like it's hard to get over that. So I'm trying to keep objective, and I'm trying to push that out of my mind so I can actually hear this. I mean, it's
I,
just like two chord songs. And she goes, you know what? I'm coming up with something, and they're all going to be two chord songs.
I didn't personally have a an issue like comparing what she does to other people because there's a number of female singers who do the little kid voice,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she just doesn't do very much with her sound. Like
No.
on this album, I will say, we were talking about on the Kreator album this thing of going for marrying the musical theme with the lyrical theme and everything. The idea of this album is quiet signs. Like
Yeah.
she is successful in making a very quiet album.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but it is just kind of all this very quiet sound. The sound, I don't have a problem with the sound. It just I
Mm.
wish more was happening. Just wish more was happening.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much start to finish on this. Is you just kind of want a little more out of it. I do like her vocal delivery structure on this time around on song 6.
Oh well, we didn't really go completely on Poly Blue.
No, I don't have a whole lot on it other than she doesn't stay
I,
away from two chord songs. If you want to
I,
extend on that.
there was a few moments on Poly Blue where her little kid voice broke into like a more normal voice.
Yes, I will say
And
that yeah,
and I thought the more normal voice was much stronger than her little kid voice.
that's right. It's almost like a lower register, like she kind of lowered it a little bit. I agree with that. If she would have done that, I was thinking the same thing. If she would have done that, mostly on this album, which I mean, I don't mind the little kid voice, but I mean, put that a little bit in one of the songs, it would have worked better for me.
I actually went back. I didn't give the album a full re-listen, but I re-listened to some of it.
Uh,
And on the second listen, I enjoyed Poly Blue slightly more than I did the first time. And I felt that that song and the next song are both a little hard done by being on this album that is just a block of songs that all sound the same.
yeah,
And I felt like if she had a more diverse song range, the Poly Blue and the next song would fare a little better. Like if
uh,
you put them on a mixtape or mix CD, like so it's like a quiet break between stuff. It
uh,
may actually work better than being in the middle of just a giant block of basically one song.
yeah. That's the problem here. I mean, there's no break. I mean, in some of these songs, I mean, they're not long songs, but I mean, anything over 3 minutes to me on this album is too long. It's too long. Polly Blue, I agree with you on that. I mean, I only really have 2 sentences on my notes for this song.
Okay.
I could understand her better on that one. I do like the little bit of different thing that she does with her voice, but the song was still like, okay, well, I got two chords I'm going to play, and that's the only two chords I know, and that's what you're going to get.
That song was really short too.
Yeah,
Poly
you
Blue was
know,
really short.
yeah. Okay,
What
now
about
that
this
I've
time
already started
around?
about, yeah, this time around. Sorry, I jumped the gun on that one. I do like her vocal structure on it. What she does is like delivery that she did on it. Um, but I think around the second time I tried this album, I think song 6 was where I started like losing interest and falling asleep again. So I uh, I don't have a whole lot for this song, but anyway, it was all right.
I will say this time around, song 6 is like the song I enjoyed the most on the album because I
Really,
felt there was a more dramatic melody and it has probably the most developed song on the entire album. Like more stuff actually happens in terms
yeah. I
of
mean, I
song structure
agree.
on this song than any other song on the rest of the
Yeah,
album.
and she does this thing with her vocal, like she structures it a little differently, which caught my attention a little bit. So I kind of like that. So it was one of the ones that I liked off the album, sort of. Uh, but yeah, I agree with you on that.
I again I feel like if you took this song out of this album and you put it like in some other thing, you would not you, and the hypothetical you, like anyone would maybe find it a little better, you know.
Yeah, it's it had a lot more potential than the other songs. I
Wh-
agree with you on that one.
But what about Crossing?
Crossing was all right.
I
At
found it
least
a little.
the guitar was a little more than her two chord usual. Uh, she actually did something a little different there. The piano was refreshing. Um, but
I
other
found
than that, there wasn't a whole lot more to it.
I found Crossing was slightly hymn like. The melody
Uh-huh.
was slightly like a hymn, and
Oh, really? I don't listen to him too much.
no, like religious hymn, like
Oh, a him. I thought you meant the band. I'm sorry. I
no,
was like,
like
I don't listen to him.
no, I meant like like a church hymn.
I got you. I got you.
And I found it interesting that the piano and the guitar are mixed louder on Crossing than they are on the entire rest of the album.
Yeah, I mean that's why I kind of liked this song. I mean, I said digging this one on when I was taking my notes. I actually kind of liked that song. It was a little different than the others. It was a little louder. The piano, like I said, the piano was refreshing. But then again, this is another place where I had to stop this album. I had to restart. I got notes here. It says stop notes, restart album. It says with headphones and coffee. I have to be honest. I really could not really focus
Yeah.
on this album. I was trying so hard. I had to do it like over 3 times to listen to this album.
Do you remember in high school we used to sometimes listen to tapes to as we went to sleep?
Yes.
Like I used to listen to like the Twin Peaks soundtrack and stuff like that to go to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see this album working very well in that regard.
It's really funny that you said this because in my notes, I think it's on the final note here, kind of given like a closing. It says, uh, let's see, if her intention was to put people to sleep, good job. Doctors should prescribe this album to insomniacs. Holy Lord.
Oh.
uh, and then you got song 8, which is called Silent Song.
Island song.
So it's kind of trying to give you an idea. It's back to the redundant, boring guitar. Only original thing about this album, let's see, is she went back to mumbling. It's yeah. All I could think of. I don't know if you saw the Johnny Depp Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie.
Yes.
Do you remember where he keeps calling the kid Mumbler?
Yes.
That's all they kept coming to mind by this song. I was just like, Mumbler, Mumbler. It did nothing for me on this one at all. The only original, like I said, the only original thing on this is the singer, and it's really not even that original.
Let me read you my notes on Silent.
Okay.
I'm going to read you the notes verbatim here. I kind of would love to see what Angelo Badalamenti, of apologies for butchering his name, of Twin Peaks and Julie Cruz fame would do with Jessica Pratt. I feel like he could sculpt a really lush and dramatic sounding album with her. She is going for her quietest song on the album yet. The sound of all this album is not bad. Nothing happens much, though, musically is the problem. Too much falls into the same territory and doesn't stick out. No well-developed songs, just exercises in her sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think the guy who did the music for Twin Peaks, he would do a lot with this lady.
I agree. If she would do a duet with somebody or co-write an album with somebody, problem is there's not enough going on in her songs.
Right.
There's not enough. I mean, get another guitar in there.
Drums.
Add drums. Add extra vocalists.
Hey.
Put something else in this. It's I mean, God bless her. She's out there making the album and putting it out there. But you know, yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's a silent song. It is lost my interest as always.
And then the
Waiting for
final
the
song,
next half.
Aeroplane.
Aeroplane. You know what's really weird is this song for some reason, in a way, reminded me of Mazzy Star. Not the way she sings.
Hmm.
Oh no 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 no! It's like it was done in the stylings of like she was listening to him and she decided to try something like it, but it wasn't executed as well. That's pretty much all I got on this song.
It just
Uh,
I just put more of the same. And
exactly.
I put something about 27-minute album that feels longer because it is almost like one song for 27 minutes.
You know, and you get bands like Sleep that could do that, and it works. It does not work for her at all. No. What would be your ratings on this one?
uh, I am giving it because I think I don't have a problem with her sound. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
to me the sound is fine. The idea of a very quiet album, she's very successful in that. But is this something I'm going to go back and listen to? No. So
No,
I'm giving it 2 out of 10.
that's exactly what I gave out of it. 2 out of 10. I don't absolutely hate it, so to speak. It wasn't that I couldn't listen to it. I just found it boring. I thought she had some talent. I mean, God bless her. She's playing an instrument, not well, but she's playing an instrument. It's like she had no ideas. She ran with like you said, a 20-minute song,
It's
and just
I think I've seen this a lot the past more than 10 years, really, like the past 10, 15 more years. A lot of musical acts, like it's not just solo acts, it's like bands.
uh,
Well, they develop a sound.
mm,
And sometimes you listen to a song or something, you're like, I love that sound. But they don't really develop, like awesome songs. They don't really, there's not for some reason there's not this big push for riffs and hooks and stuff any longer. Because I mean, if you listen to like the top 40 music
uh,
up to like 1988, 1989, you're still getting songs like just full of hooks and riffs. And now it's more just like here's a vocal hook, and there's no thought much to riffs anymore. But you used to have songs that were just full of all that stuff layered on top of each other. And
oh, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I could have actually enjoyed this album if there was a lot more instrumentation, even as slow as it was,
yeah,
even as quiet. It just needed more. It wasn't enough.
I,
She,
I think she could have. I think anyone could have sculpted an album out of this sound. Like you could just have guitar, vocals, and minimal addition, and going for a quiet sound, and you could have come up with something. But the song would have to have more going on.
I mean, I would like to compare this uh, to Mazzy Star. Mazzy Star can take a totally slow album, and the pace is about as much as a turtle walk, but it sounds better. They execute it better.
Well, they have
Uh,
more. They have more
they have
things
more
going on.
going on. I mean, they got slide guitar going on. They got piano. I mean, they're grabbing your attention. Even the songs semi slow and quiet. The piano would be loud. Or do you know what I mean? It just it works better. They got a lot more going on. And then you have someone like this who's trying that, and it's not working.
I,
It's not
I
working, and it didn't work.
I will say in her defense in this regard, you can't. It's not fair to compare what she is doing here to
Uh,
Brains or to Mazzy Star, because you're talking about bands
yeah, it's
versus
true.
what
It's
she's doing.
true.
You
I
need to
agree. I
find
agree with
someone
you that,
else.
but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard not to though.
You would need to
When
find
it's
someone else who's just doing, a guitar and vocal and trying to make a quiet album to compare it.
Uh,
So you'd have to look through the folk world to find a fairer comparison.
I agree with you on that. I can see where you're coming from on that. And it's very hard for me to do since I
Yeah,
don't listen to that style too often. I don't know a whole lot of solo guitar. I mean, I
yeah.
like people, I guess, like Jewel.
No, no, Jewel's terrible. Jewel is not aged well at all. If you go back
I
and
don't
listen
listen
to
to Jewel. I
Jewel,
hate Jewel. I hate Jewel, but
oh
that's all
my
I could
god,
think of. A woman playing a guitar, kind of folksy.
oh my god,
I mean, I know some folk music. I mean, I'm not completely ignorant on the subject matter,
yeah.
but I mean, I'm thinking when I think of folk, I think of James Taylor, or you know,
Mm,
something on those grounds.
he's more in the singer songwriter territory, which is close, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan would be, yeah, Bob
Bob
Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah, you cannot compare this lady to Bob Dylan. That's for sure.
Yeah, she falls way short from that.
Yeah, but yeah, when I chose this album, I think I just heard like a 10 or 20 second snippet of like two
Uh,
songs, and I was like, okay, like this seems different. Uh,
uh,
let's see how this goes. I didn't realize it was gonna be, the longest 27 minutes.
27 minutes of torture. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was an experience. It's something I haven't heard. Probably something I wouldn't have ever heard of
So you're
if
like
you had
something
it.
I will never hear again.
I mean, I know she has like another two albums out or something.
That's all right.
Yeah, I have nothing to compare her sound to.
That's all
So,
right. we don't. I
like
don't.
I
I don't need
said,
more.
I may have come into this, uh, not objectively. I mean, like you said, I kept thinking, I kept hearing Cranes, and I'd start to compare them, and it's not fair to her. Cranes were better as a band,
Yeah,
so like you said, it doesn't work really as comparison to her because she's a single soloist type. You know, doesn't really have a band. Probably picks up new people to do things.
and it doesn't compare to Renewal.
No, no, I not much does though. Not much does. All right. Well, we're to the part of the show where we pick our albums.
Yeah. So
Um,
you're going first because we start with the newer album. So surprise me
ah,
with the newer album.
this is completely new to me. Um, I have I picked Bob Mold, Sunshine Rock.
Bob Gold,
Mold,
Mold. Oh, okay, from
yeah, the guy
Sugar.
from Minutemen, yeah,
Yeah,
Minutemen fame, yeah. I
or
haven't heard
from
anything he's
Husker
done.
Du, right?
Exactly. He
Yeah.
also did Husker Du. You're correct. I haven't heard anything solo that he's done outside of those bands. So it's something new. I saw it was a new album, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to check this out. So I don't know what to expect on it.
Okay, so when you said something you never heard, I was worried because that's what we just did with Jessica Pratt. But
Well,
uh,
I mean, I've heard his work. I've
yeah,
never heard him sing. I've never really
I,
heard him sing.
I will say
I've never heard him solo.
we do have more idea of what Bob Mold will give us than, than we did Jessica
Yeah,
Pratt.
at least we know it's going to
Yeah,
be some kind of a rock album.
yeah.
Something. I mean, there's going to be some instrumentation,
Uh,
and we know the dude can play some bass. So
his past solo stuff is not that far from like his Sugar stuff. So it's
like I said, I have no idea outside of those bands that Minutemen and Husker Du. I really know nothing of them. I don't know his stylings. I don't know what to expect.
well
Generally,
this should be good.
yeah,
Uh, so the older album, this was a very selfish pick. I'm not gonna lie, this is a selfish pick
that's okay. Let's go.
because I got the vinyl for this recently, and I was like, I'm gonna take a chance to listen to the
You
vinyl.
know what? I might know who this is. Let's see if I'm correct. I'll
It
let
is
you know if
it
it
is
is what I'm thinking it is.
It is from 1972. It is The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from
Oh,
Mars by David Bowie.
oh, dude. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be my favorite by him, to tell you the truth. It's one of my favorite albums he has done. Yeah, that's a really good pick. Really good pick. And I'm envious of your vinyl on that.
Yeah, I got it at a Goodwill for
Yeah, no, that is a find and a half, let me tell you. I believe I have this on CD. Um,
yes.
it
Yeah,
sounds great. It sounds
I,
great.
I'll probably listen to it in more than one format, but you know. Oh, you
Yeah, I
know,
mean you have to, but you get that vinyl feel that. Oh,
yeah,
personally, I like it. I like the whole sound of vinyl. So that is a great pick. So these are some good albums coming up.
yes. What format did you listen to the Creator album on?
CD,
Yeah, same here.
CD,
I
and
don't have the remaster, but I have the original CD. But yeah,
I have the remastered um, version, and I have I listened to it on YouTube a little bit too.
awesome. Yeah,
So yeah,
the newer one was I listened to Jessica Pratt. I listened to on Spotify. I did
yeah,
that with
that's
the other. Yeah, the newer ones we don't even have to discuss. Like, yeah, that's probably on Spotify.
yeah. Okay, well, I am excited about this one.
Yeah,
This is some good stuff.
David Bowie, Bob Mold. We'll get
Yeah.
into that next time. Uh,
Next time we will see y'all guys next time on
yeah,
those albums.
thank you to everyone for listening, and we'll see y'all next time.
Next time, signing off.
Adios.
Adios.